Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hope you're doing well. So I want to talk to you today about why you should want a woman who cooks well. I have some notes here that I want to share with you, so I'll read them and then go from there. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So when you have a woman who cooks, you have higher food safety measures, less chances of cross contamination and foodborne illnesses. It also shows intelligence and creativity to make a menu, to use ingredients in new and exciting ways. And I also argue that food equals survival. A cook helps people survive. Taste buds, pleasure, food, etc. We use food to cope. We use food to be medicine for us. You name it. Food is essential to our existence. Okay? And having a wife who knows how to cook shows that she actually cares about your well-being overall. If a woman says, I won't cook for you, that is 100% proof that she does not really love you. I know people will push back on this, but I'm going to stand by this, because when you love your man and you know you rely on him, you need him to be his most healthy. So for example, you'll see men who will have a very nice stable of horses. How they take care of their horses shows you what kind of person they are. Are they paying people to groom the horse? Are the hooves looking nice? How are the teeth? The better care the horse gets, you're dealing with someone who really regards the animal well, in most circumstances at least. Same with sending your dog to the pet groomer, you name it. When a woman will select the best cat food and food for her animal, but will not cook the good food for her husband, that's a key thing that shows you she doesn't really care about that individual's soul, his well-being, or anything concerning him. A lot of women will also know that they'll replace him if he gets ill or sick, and she will move on to the next, that she's only there for the lifestyle, that she's not really invested in who he is as a person, and that she wants to be detached and do as less as possible so that there is not a bitter resentment if they divorce, because they contend the more you do for a man means the more bitter you're going to be during a divorce because you put so much effort in. Now, I would argue that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala rewards us for what we do good to our husband. Okay, he may have his faults, we ourselves will have our faults, but we have to remember that nothing goes unseen. Every good deed we did, every bad deed we did will be known to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And actions are judged by their intentions. Your intentions matter. So if you intend not to look after the health of your man, and you cook food with the most minimal of effort, not caring about the quality of the ingredients, not trying to make it palatable, not even practicing basic food safety, then you know that you don't have as good heart as you think you do. A woman will demand the most from a man. Vacations, dining out, nice rugs, beautiful desks, a nice vanity set, wonderful silverware, wonderful plates. But if he asks, can I have a sandwich? Can you make me this? Can you do that? She suddenly becomes like, I'm not a maid. I'm not a cook. Pay somebody. DoorDash, DoorDash, DoorDash. Don't get me wrong, we all like a little DoorDash once in a while. But if a man is eating out of a box more than having a hot cooked meal, you can see that we as women know she don't really care about him. And men may at first not understand this, because a lot of men are taught to look at, is she hot? That's what I care about. And some men think that they will like to just survive out of eating takeout. But in reality, you may come to a point in your relationship where you can't do that and you need to pack a lunch to work. And if your wife can make you a nice lunch that nourishes and sustains you, that's better for you. Now, food is a love language. Food is romantic. Food is sensual. Food is medicinal, spiritual. Food is everything. It is everything. And when it comes down to teas, desserts, food is comforting. There's so many wonderful conversations you can have about food, whether you like one cuisine over the other, whatever your palate likes, more tangy versus spicy, you like curries, whatever it is. Food connects with us, and without it, people can become very, very ill. And when you look at how unhealthy so many people are because of genetically engineered food, processed foods, you name it, you begin to see that women have let go of caring about the food, and that governments intentionally have caused glyphosates, they've caused all kinds of strange chemicals to be used in foods because people just can't be bothered to cook anymore. And they see cooking as beneath them. And people will pay a fine penny to go to a nice restaurant, but they themselves don't think, maybe I should start practicing something. Maybe I should start learning. And the whole world of culinary arts is vast and never ending. You can never, ever stop learning. And your skills will always be different than someone else's, because some people like certain cuisines more than others, and so the parameters that you have will vary because of who you're serving with your menu. And so your husband, he should be the number one person who benefits from your cooking, and you should want to cook the best and get better and better and better and better and better. And the more you practice, that shows the more you care about what he's putting into his body. Men really should pick a woman who cooks well. And they should have conversations when they're looking about marriage about, how do you feel about cooking for me and the children? This is important. Now, you can have days where the man cooks and you cook. Okay, we're not talking about splitting cooking chores. I am saying that men should pick a woman who is welcoming to the idea of cooking. And a foolish man can be like, oh, well, I really just want her to look like a Barbie supermodel, and poor her that she can't have her long claw dinosaur nails. Poor her. I'd rather just eat out of food and waste money cooking things that she's going to burn or whatever, going out to eat all the time. You have to begin to wonder if the man actually cares about his health, and if he's even looked into how a lot of the restaurant industries overcharge for things. They lie on the menu. They don't really have as good sanitary codes as you think. I've worked in the restaurant industry for quite a long time, and people should be very cautious of how often they eat out. Let's put it that way. And you can say, oh, I've eaten out all my life and I never had a problem. And you can even buy something at the supermarket and make it, and then there's a recall. This is true. But a woman who loves you and wants control over your nutrition, and she wants to see your health excel, loves you. Whether she wants to make you a nice protein shake, whether she wants to make, you're having some male friends over for game night, like you're going to watch some sports activity or something, or you're going to talk about religion, and she has made some nice appetizers for you. This is love. This is hospitality. This is treating your guests well. And the wonderful thing about a woman who knows how to cook is that whatever she is given, she makes a meal out of it. And that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful skill. Because if you give a woman like a ribeye, but she doesn't really know what to do with it, and she just wastes it and just totally destroys it, well, that's quite a shame. You have to have respect for your food. It's like you give her a bag of nice basmati rice, and then she doesn't focus on it, she burns it, she destroys it. Well, now what? So the point is that a man should care that a woman cooks well for him. don't be fooled with men who are very misleading. Like, oh, I don't care if she cooks, she just has to have nice tits, and that's all that really matters. Because he shows that he doesn't actually realize that he needs a woman to care about him, and that food is essential to romance security, I'd argue. And further, your economic status can go down very quickly. I mean, didn't that degenerate Aiden Ross, he lost like so much money in some crypto coin, and he's still wealthy, but I'm just trying to point out that you can lose money quite easily, and you'll have to go to a lot of different means to make food that you actually want to eat. Now, sure, you'll eat when you're hungry, you're going to eat what you can get. But the skill comes in when you can make something delicious out of minimal ingredients, and the creativity comes in. When you have a wife who likes to cook, she can be like, okay, I have this, this, and that, and then there's just an endless stream in her mind of all the variations. What you can do with eggs, for example, it's like so many different things. How you can use eggs, how you can use different yogurts, how you can use different milks. It goes on and on and on and on. And she has a nice selection of herbs and spices. She knows what she's doing, how to use different mushrooms. All this will benefit you and your children. You want healthy children. You don't want a woman who doesn't care about nutrition. A woman who doesn't care about nutrition it is a threat to your children. If she can't cook, she will be more lazy. She'll be waiting around and be like, oh, I want to order the 4th time on DoorDash today, honey. I have a DoorDash bill of $2,000 a month. Like, excuse me? It's too much. It's ridiculous. And it enables laziness in your wife when you don't want her to cook. Recall also, women who hate their husbands will tamper with the food in order to not cook for them. I've seen the gold diggers describe this technique. Burn the food, make it too salty, make it so distasteful that he no longer asks you to cook and get out of cooking. Because they resent their husbands and they're only there for the money. See, if men actually woke up to the fact that the sign that a woman loves you is that she wants to cook for you, then they would begin to make better choices. The woman who is spiritual, loves Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and she gets happy being in the kitchen and making you food that you want to eat with variety, then you begin to see that she also will have an occupied mind. See, a woman who refuses to cook, she has a lot of extra time on her hands. So, what is she going to do with that time? Gossip, watch reality TV? What's going on here? Your daughters need to see someone care about nutrition. Your sons need to see their mother cooking so that they can make better choices with women as well. There's only positive things when you get a woman who can cook. If you pick a woman who doesn't like to cook, you have a lot of negativities there. There's very little there to work with. Her beauty is going to fade. Do you want to keep spending money having a large takeout bill when she's 50, unless she's 40? Do you want that? It's not good for you. It's not good for you. And some women will say, oh, I'm really good at culinary arts, I'm really good at this, but maybe have a time where they can prove it. Because some women will lie if they think that matters to you and they want to get you, and then they trick you, and then when you've married and moved in and now it's time to see what they can do, you see that they were not honest at all. And so a woman who cooks, she may not look like a Barbie 24/7 because, you should, number one, when you cook, you need to have your hair up. Okay? Short nails. Okay? None of these claws. You need to be mindful. And it's a lot of work to cook. But the results are proper nutrition. How many people have stomach problems, constipation? They have all kinds of gut biome issues. Food is our medicine. Alright? If you have a wife who has a nice tea garden, she makes you a nice herbal fresh tea, whole leaf. She's got you a nice smoothie in the fridge. She's made you homemade ice cream. She's got you treats. She's got you a nice steak marinating. Nice, delicious mashed potatoes with great gravy. You name it. She is cooking up a storm. This is gonna give you that comfort food, that soul food. Okay? Remember this. It's not talked about a lot today. And men look at a nice butt, a nice rack, and they think, you know what? That's good enough. Her laziness, because remember, you're going to see who she really is when she gets out the shower, when she's not all dolled up. She's going to be in her bonnet and her PJs. And then she's going to be looking at her phone, and you want something to eat, and she tells you order something. You know, what? This isn't going to work. This isn't going to work. I'm telling you, food is spiritual. Food really is spiritual. Even if you like minimalistic styles, doesn't matter. I'm telling you that a woman who is enthralled with you, who truly has desire for you, is going to want to cook for you. She's not going to be so trusting to other people to tamper with your food or with her food. Okay? You should be very skeptical of who's touching your food. It's a dangerous game. Dangerous game out there. I recall a woman who was poisoning her husband's coffee with bleach. She didn't want to cook for him. She hated him. And that hate comes out. That hate is strong in some of these women. Okay? A nice, submissive, complimentary, non-combative wife is a joy to have around. Ask yourself if you really want an entitled princess who demands the most of you financially while she gives less to you. So, she doesn't give you intimacy all the time. She won't cook for you. She wants you to pay for a cleaner. What is she doing? What is she doing to show love to you? When someone has made you a wonderful dessert, she has made you a palatable, healthy meal. Comfort food. Maybe you want to indulge. Maybe you want a nice double cheeseburger, right? She's made this for you. That shows effort. That shows care and time. Cooking takes time. Okay? If she always has something in the fridge for you, wrapped sandwiches, deli meats, she has potato salad, macaroni salad, different things for you to munch on that you want that are quick in case she's busy. She always has something there, always has ingredients to whip something together. This will help you. Her pantry is properly stocked. If there's a weather emergency, you know she's going to hold the fort down. Electricity goes out, she's going to still find a way to make some food. You go camping, she's going to make it happen, right? You go fishing, she's going to know what to do with that fish. The way cooking works is only good. And the better cook she is, subhanAllah, the more content you're going to be. And remember, you're going to get older. There's a lot of time together when your children flee the nest. Having a good meal together, or packing a nice spread and having a meal together by the ocean or on a hiking thing, those things matter. Once you have a woman who's made homemade pasta, homemade tamales, homemade pizzas, subhanAllah, she knows how to whip up donuts and funnel cakes, make her own crackers, make her own cannolis. Subhanallah, your whole palate, and you're like, wow, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us a gift of so much. She's making homemade bone broth. She knows how to make jellies. Boom. Just, wow. That is a different kind of joy than a woman who's like, I need money for my nails. You can give me some money. I'm going to go out with my girlfriend, so give me some money for that. Put some money on my car so I can go buy this. The attitude, the nastiness, it's not going to work. And if a woman doesn't know how to cook for you, she can literally make you ill. She can literally make you ill. Okay? and then you missing work because you're on the toilet with food poisoning and diarrhea spraying everywhere. Okay? Be mindful. Be mindful. Cooking was a survival skill in the past as well. Men would go hunting, the woman's gonna prepare that meal. You bring home that meat, I'm gonna see to it that it's put to good use. Men are out there working in the field growing the corn. Woman's gonna get that, turn it into something real nice. Cornbread, tamales, masa, whatever it is, she's gonna make it work. Trust me. A woman who knows how to cook is an asset to you. A woman who always expects takeout, it's not gonna work. If she thinks life's too busy to cook, that's gonna be a hard ride for you in the future. And your poor children are gonna always be eating out. And then they won't have the skills. Food is love. Food is connection. So be with someone who wants to share that connection with you. So, hopefully you saw my point. Feminists will scream, punch the wind, but that's what they do. Be careful out there, gents. And love cooking. If you'd like to support my work, you can go to www.subscribestar.com/MilhanArchive. Hope to see you there. And please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you have any questions about cooking, you can always message me on my blog. And I do post some culinary art stuff on there. I do post lots of recipe inspirations that I've done on my Instagram, on YouTube, I've started doing more and more playlists. I cook multiple times a day. Worked in the restaurant industry since 2007. Now I'm a stay-at-home mom for 3 years, so I've been out of the game for 3 years. One of my best friends is a chef. I'm a self-made chef, and so I do know what I'm talking about, and I'm very versed in multiple cuisines, and I learn something about cooking constantly, and I love it very much, so I am a bit biased. But not a lot of Muslim brothers talk about the importance of having a wife who cooks. It's usually just centered around beauty, but as we know, beauty fades, but cooking skills only get better with time. So let us speak of things that last, not of things that fade only. Take care.